Well, I gotta do one of those jobs where I gotta clean out the head. It's a pretty small tank on that porta potty, but I do have a deck valve here to clean things out. First, I gotta figure this thing out here. It doesn't seem too complicated, but you know, I've never used one before. So let's go ahead and give this a go, see what happens. Everything's off. Obviously, this is not the glorious side of having a sailboat. The next thing I want to do is I want to go up to the top of the mast. I haven't done that yet. There are no mast steps and I'm by myself. I don't have a bosun's chair, but what did come with the boat is this mast mate. And the mast mate is a device you can essentially use a halyard to pull it up the mast, and it provides steps once you secure it at the top of the mast there. So I'll go ahead and take the mainsail away as needed. I'm not sure, I haven't looked at it yet. Hoist this up with the main. Maybe even a second, maybe even the spinnaker halyard. Maybe I'll use a double halyard situation. I don't mind being prudent. And then on my way up, the boat also came with this device here, which is essentially a belt with a big pocket on the back, and you strap this belt around your waist, and then this piece right here goes around the mast and clips back in so that you don't fall away from the mast should you lose your balance or whatnot. And of course, with the bag, you have you can bring materials. Okay, I'm at the foot of the mast, and the mainsail slugs would slide out. They would slide out of here, but for this, I don't need to get rid of the mainsail to do that. Realize that the spinnaker halyard is not going to work. Foresail halyards are not going to work because they're on the front of the mast, and I've got spreaders and such that have to. So I'm going to see if I can use the topping lift. I've got the topping lift. It does use a shackle, and that's okay. It's seized here. I'm just going to go ahead and go with it the way it is. It's just for backup anyways. Okay. I didn't run the halyards. They're going on either side of the jack line, so I've got to redo this. Okay, so that's done. Let's do this again. Hung up on the jack lines directly. Hi there. Good, how are you? See how difficult this would be to manage if you were out on the water. Nope. I don't know what's gonna happen here. It's hard to get your feet in these things because they're all collapsed. Now here it is. I got, whew. Gotta go up just a little bit more. One more step, I think. Okay. Everything is pinned. Hope you can see. I don't know. It's always. Okay. That worked pretty well. All's well that ends well. Let's see, it took me about 18 minutes to go up and come down without doing any work. So that's a long time. Hey, good morning. Let me apologize for any wind noise you might get. Still don't have any way to block this wind here. Rain is coming, and I really want to provide or install a new anchor rod on this boat. Let me show you what we have here. The current chain is this, probably what I suspect is 1/4 inch proof test, or proof coil rather, and it's probably enough for the boat, but in terms of anchoring, I'm of the opinion that heavier and stronger is better. Furthermore, so this is the proof coil here. I bought 50 feet of 5/16 high test, or G4. The previous owner was using this this double braid nylon, and I want to get away from that. I bought I bought the high test, 50 feet of the high test, and I've got 300 feet of New England ropes, a 1/2 inch 3-strand nylon, which will provide enough stretch and springiness, but all told it'll get me down to a depth, well, not a depth, but I have a total rode of 350 feet, which is pretty good. It'll get me into virtually just about any anchorage. Yeah, if I didn't mention it, we've got some weather coming, and I want to get this out of the way, get this job done before the wind arrives, or not the wind, but the rain. It's just not quite the right angle. There we go. 5/16. Still usable. I don't think I will use it. This is any good anymore. An old hose here, and of course I have to this disconnected. Oh, the old lock. That's probably not worth trying to save, is it? And I think that I should just go ahead and rinse this down. This little hose here really is stretched out quite a bit. I didn't think it was going to make it from over that way, but as soon as it had some pressure, it straightened right up. Relatively clean now. Let's go ahead and start putting this rode back in. I should point out that I understand the double braid nylon is probably a much stronger rope, just generally speaking. I really want the stretch that only the 3-strand can provide. Now, the other thing I haven't done yet is I haven't marked this. I haven't figured out how I'm going to mark it. It's going to have to be for another day. I will mark it. Again, I'm just not sure with what. I don't want to use plastic. I don't want to use electrical tape. I think I may use some whipping twine and just go over it that way. No, we'll see. This is clearly not the way to do this. Okay, I just threw some tape on there. I like to bury the lines back within themselves quite a bit. You've seen a previous episode where I went through this with the Alberg 30. This one side has a little bit of a burr on it, so I'm going to get this smooth side. What I'm going to do is we're going to pass 2 through one side here. I'm going to pass this third the opposite direction. I'm going to use this little piece of chafe protection here. So now I've got 2 going one way, 1 going the other. And what I'll do is I'll take this off. Now we'll use this fid and we'll go through the process of taking care of this. Okay, so this is what I have here, and I taper down to the end here, and now I'll bring it back to the cabin and melt these off. Okay, I've melted off the ends here, and so you see the finished. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack this piece over the top of this, probably just into the rope with a little bit of whipping twine. Maybe both ends, maybe not. But just tack it in there, just to keep it a little bit more secure. This works just. Seizing wire. Okay. Stashing the anchor in the anchor locker because this line up here is getting chafed on the anchor. It's gone through almost all of one of these lines here, so I got plenty of extra on that end. I'm going to bring it up and maybe make another eye splice up here. Okay, there we have it. Didn't go so far, but the idea is, at least my understanding is that if you want to lay the line at least 5 times inside here. I've done that, and I've tapered it a little bit, and I'll go ahead and use the hot knife to cut these, get rid of this, and go put it back outside. We're expecting some wind tonight and the next couple days here, so I want this line to be secure.